What's happening, lads, and welcome back to the Drazhoath The Ashen campaign. Today we are here for the great battle, or the great drill of Hashut. Before we go anywhere, let us end the turn and continue on. Alrighty, a new turn here. First things first, I'm just going to start going through some stuff that I did before this battle starts. First thing is, I noticed we have some armaments, so we're going to go into our Hellfort, into the manufactory, and we are going to hit up the missile infantry and give them the suppressive fire and the magical attacks buffs. That spends all our armaments. We don't really need to care about the upkeep because this should be the last turn. We have also swapped out one of the Infernal Guard for the Immortals Regiment of Renown. They're just a better unit overall, so we might as well take them in the army. And lastly, we have went into the Tower of ZHAR. We have spent our last Conclave points to take the Ordinator perk, the Dreadquake Battery army ability that we had before, but it was taken by Satan, so it doesn't really matter. It's ours now for the final battle. The Great Drill of Hashut is primed for operation, powered by the desecrated artifacts of the traitor's ancestor gods. It will descend into the depths and bore through the mantles of rock into Hashut's domain. The lakes of the bull god's blood will be yours. However, the better kin of the west have followed your glorious trail of destruction and now come to append your great plan. The Grudge Keeper and his weakling subjects must not only be kept away from the drill, but slaughtered for their audacity. Drazhoath, let us fight the hated Dawi kin. Now the great drill is complete. It is time for the Giraffe Saw to break through and take what we're owed for our dedication to the Father of Darkness. We must begin the drilling process and prepare to harvest the blood of Hashut. The weak dwarves of the west will not stand in our way.
The ultimate blessings of Hashut are nigh. Bound to the great drill, the ancestor relics cede their power to the diabolical machine. A terrifying feat of forgecraft to bore into the chaos realm. The blood of the bull god, now at the fingertips of the worthiest Dawi ZHAR. Yet there are those who seek to interfere with Hashut's plan. The Dawi seek vengeance for the pilfering of their relics. By braving this place, they surely bring doom upon themselves.
Harasta Dwari in ZHAR.
Alrighty boys, before this cinematic battle, I did want to show off what we are working with here, because you won't really be able to see all this in the cinematic battle. There is a lot of building points for us and some reinforcement points that we can start summoning some units in. We will be using the supplies that we'll gain throughout the battle for holding these locations. So as you can see, lots of walls, lots of towers, and we have this main area here, which is going to be our main objective for this battle. So without further ado, let us go for the battle for Hashut. The battle for the great drill of Hashut. We are finally here, and the enemy is upon us. The enemy is coming in waves and waves of dwarfs. In the original thing that we saw before there, you've probably seen that, let's pause it, that it looked like a lot of units were deployed over here, so I have deployed a lot of units this side. Got our magma, or our dread mortar, and our dread shrieker rocket launchers ready to fire on enemies here, but there's basically enough in here. The whole enemy army has deployed over here. So they're going to come in, start capturing points, and then come and meet us in our little kill box we've built here. So let's go through and start looking at what we have set up. I have two blunderbuss squads up on the walls here. Hopefully they're going to be able to fire down, but based on... Oh, I didn't zoom in this far to actually notice it, but yeah, I was hoping they could fire, but the line of sight said no. So they're going to be moved back at some point. We have a cannons here. We have a hell cannon and our magma cannon. They're going to fire on the enemy. And we have 3 squads here. We have a fireglaive in the middle. We have Loktas and 2 blunderbusses and the granite guard over here. as well as our Infernal Air Swarm, some Kadai Fireborn to hold the enemy back, and our Immortals here. Well, Drazhoath is just going to go out this way from the start. Again, I thought the enemy was coming from this side. I thought they were hidden. Drazhoath's going to head over here and take out anything. Let us start it up and then just look at the main spectacle. The main thing we wanted to see. The Kadai Fireborn. In slow motion, look at this beautiful beast. It is huge. It is disgustingly brutal. And my god, is it gonna do a lot in this battle. This giant war machine is pure hatred incarnate. Demons are ensouled inside from demon smiths who have tortured demons, trapped them inside, and forced them to serve Hashut. Of course, we have 3 of them. We have one on that flank, one holding this flank, and one holding this flank over here, as well as our Kadai Fireborn. They are backing each one of them up. They should be doing quite a bit here. Let's start looking at the enemy. Immediately, we can see that they have some gyrocopters coming in, and they have a lot of miners here, but we will deal with them soon enough. Good thing about the blunderbusses being on the wall here, we were able to take shots at flying units, not really at ground units, but the flying units, they got pretty annihilated quite quick. Blunderbusses are so strong. I fucking love them. Of course, the Droidquake mortar has decided it wants to start firing at a squad of miners over here. It's going to do a bit of damage, and Drazhoath, of course, is going to go find some units that are coming onto the field here. Some miners are there, but our main cannons are firing here. Blunderbusses are taking out these gyrocopters. There is another squad. Is this a single? This is a gyro bomber, so they do have the drop on top of us. But, of course, our blunderbusses, that's the word, are going to be able to take out these guys without a problem. They're going to move into the line of fire off the Infernal Guard with the fire glaives, and they're instantly just going to take that thing down. A few shots, boom, gone. Look at how empty this is. God, just you guys wait for this battle to continue. The Death Shrieker rocket launchers are firing onto the enemy miners. They are slowly pushing forward. Honestly, I could have held all of these locations probably quite effectively, but I chose not to. I chose to try to make a big kill box here. Our objectives, really, it comes up here during the battle. It told us the only thing we needed to do was to defend this location and then take out the enemy army. You can see there's lots of stuff coming in. That shows you what the wave has to offer, and we need to destroy all this to get to the next wave. This whole time, we are building up resources. I'm going to be using them to build towers, mostly the level 4 magmatars. They are going to be able to do that kind of stuff. And then Drazhoath's heading over this way. He sees another miner unit. Actually, I think that's an Iron Drake unit over here. Let's look at this map, actually. Goddamn beautiful, though. Got our giant Chaos Dwarf models, some Hashut things. Droidquake mortar shooting at some enemies over here. I think that was actually the Hell Shark rocket. And of course, this beautiful thing up here. I actually think the cinematic, I think Drazhoath was up here, like sitting hammering some shit in that cinematic. Pretty nice. Anyway, the enemy has showed up into our kill box, and there is a lot of them. So we are going to start firing on them, instantly gonna drop the Droidquake mortar army ability. That's gonna come down from the sky here and start dealing with some miners. Absolute devastation, explosions, murder, all in the name of Hashut. And our Kadai Destroyer is gonna move back here. I had him a bit too far forward for our blunderbuss's range, so he's gonna pull back here, try and hold the enemy back. This side here, there is some Iron Drakes over here and some miners. This Kadai Destroyer is moved up. I have made a... I can't remember the trap name. It gives the minus 15% melee attack, so it's pretty nice. They have a Gyro Bomber over here in the middle attacking our Kadai Fireborn. That's okay. Our blunderbusses, seeing that they're useless up here, I've pulled them back. And our Kadai Destroyer, I was like, attack, I want to see your animations. And I was like, no, that's not waste you. Let's pull you back. We're probably going to need you for the rest of the battle. So just keep pulling them back. Let the enemy get shot at. They all have the blasting charge. It's going to be absolutely devastating against our infantry. So we need to kill the enemy before they even reach us. That ability I put on all the blunderbusses, the one that gives the minus 30% speed, it is extremely, and I mean extremely overpowered. Look at this, the enemy are so slow walking up to us that we can just unleash volleys and volleys of hatred upon them. Of course, our Dreadquake Mortar here is just chilling. For some reason, half the battle he doesn't shoot, other half the battle he does fucking amazing work. Same with the Death Trigger rockets. I think it's just a line of sight issue. I probably should have put them over here or something, but that's okay. Our Infernal Guard, the Iron Sworn, the Infernal Iron Sworn, they have satchel charges as well, so they're going to start firing on the enemy. We actually haven't looked at these guys. The Iron Sworn are like the Infernal Guard, but fucking beefier. They look awesome. They're bright gold burning helmets. These are our normal Infernal Guard, of course, Fireglaive version. So I have set up our blunderbusses to look backwards here. You might think, why are they not looking at the enemy? This is to stop any flying units to come in like before. And over here, what we doing? Yes, I have brought one of our Fireborn forward, and I'm starting to use the reinforcement point to start bringing some units in to help us out. We summoned in this Fireborn unit, and they are annihilating some just warriors, I think. And I've decided I'm going to build some barricades here, the platform variety, so I can get some guys shooting. And I've did this on this side and this side. So I'm going to have a blunderbuss here and a Fireglaive here, one for range, one for short range. Should be able to deal with all that stuff. You see our middle is just covered in the bodies of our enemies. And guess what? This is only the beginning. Let's have a look at Drazhoath over here. He has been dealing with stuff, and now he's just kind of chilling. Just chilling, enjoying life. Of course, a Drazhoath and Cinder Breath, letting your army do all the work while you sit and stare into the abyss. He was over there. He destroyed some grudge throwers. I think that's the name for the dwarven artillery. I can't remember, to be honest. He destroyed them, destroyed some of the flamethrower boys. Bit of friendly fire over here with the Dreadquake Mortar. Oh, I think he was focusing these flying units. Of course, I've immediately turned our blunderbusses around again to try and deal with them, to stop them from firing us. So this whole battle, if you've ever played the Realms of Chaos campaign, there is a lot of stuff that you can do on your units. You can use your resources up here, your supplies, to give them buffs, upgrade their armor, heal them, give them more ammunition. The only thing that's really useful is the ammunition and the health. So this whole battle, our units are going to constantly be getting the ammunition buff and the health buff to get them back. The health pools are actually quite huge in this battle, so you can regenerate a lot. But it is not infinite, however. Drazhoath's finally in a bit of combat over here. We can actually finally see the main man himself doing a bit of damage. He is going to fight all these miners here with the blasting charges. As soon as they come onto the field, he says, hello, I would like you to meet Cinder Breath. And Cinder Breath says, hello, motherfucker, and starts eating the shit out of them. Now, our front line here is just, look at this. My god. I don't even think my computer can handle this. I was lagging quite a lot during the battle, if that says anything of how many bodies there are on the battlefield. You can barely even see. For how short the dwarfs are, you can barely even see which one's alive and which ones aren't. Who is that? I don't know if you saw that or not, but this single dwarf just flew from somewhere. He got annihilated. Let's see some more miners. Yes, it is indeed. They are going to be dealt with quite quickly. What are these floating orbs? I don't know what they are, but they look fucking awesome. I think that is the buff for the Kadai Destroyer. I don't know why it's there, though, or why that one's there, but it is what it is. Where is... There they are. So these guys are the Fireborn that I summoned. And I just let them run loose in the enemy's backline. If I'm honest with you, I should have used my own ones. Because this is the final battle. Like, it really doesn't matter if our army gets fucked or not. I more just use the reinforcements for this, but these guys are getting a lot of value. They are annihilating miners. They are annihilating everything over here. And our Dreadquake Mortar is just continuing to fire anything that comes forth. Drazhoath over here. let's see. There is a load of pile of bodies, a load of enemies running away. He says, you know what? I've had enough. Let's get to the main battle. He's going to push himself over here. You see, there's 11% of this wave left. It is mostly just Iron Drakes and miners and another grudge thrower. Yep, I was right. It is called a grudge thrower. You see, so many of them are routing at this point. The grudge thrower is going to start putting fire into the Fireborn. I don't know how well that's going to go for you guys. I feel like it is doing damage to them. However, I feel like it should definitely be healing them because they are Fireborn after all. But the enemy don't know that. I know that in the tabletop they have the Blaze of Body rule, which it only really does damage to the enemy, and then I think it makes magical attacks not as effective against them. So maybe not Fireborn, but I think they are immune to fire on tabletop, however. So it probably shouldn't do anything at all to them. So our towers are firing here. Drazhoath is coming back. We are starting to get our units all sorted out. At this point, I'm starting to start putting the ammunition buffs on all these guys, and hopefully they will be ready for the next wave here. Slowly the enemy is going to come in. I think at this point we can just fast forward because it's mainly just this Fireborn unit dealing with stuff, and then this middle row here getting annihilated as soon as they get close enough for our Fireglaves to start firing along with our mortars, our Dreadquake mortar and the Deathshrieker rocket gun. And our Kadai Destroyer is just... I remember this. I was like, I'm kind of bored. I want to see it. Kadai Destroyer get in there, and I just started setting him in. I wanted to see him start beating the shit out of stuff. He gets a charge into the enemy and heads on back to his post. The Fireborn here, of course, are dealing with this. This wave is about to finish. Get rid of these grudge throwers. Annihilate them. And we're nearly at the next wave. We're summoning reinforcements here. Let's see, what did I bring in at this point? Yes, I brought in the Fireglaves and the blunderbusses to go onto these platforms, as I said earlier, with the same thing over here. Very nice indeed. We've actually sent our Fireboard forward to capture back the what are they called? The capture location, yeah. Just so we get a few more supplies before the next wave comes in, and then we can start summoning more units. But here it comes now. The wave's done. We are treated with a nice cinematic.
Without warning, the igneous barrier between worlds is suddenly breached. But the sorcerer prophets struggle to contain the torrent of escaping chaos magic. Other demonic powers are seizing their moment, bringing forth horrors from the other side that thirst for slaughter. The Dawi ZHAR must ensure that only Hashut prevails.
And just like that, the chaos have finally come in. Giant portals have opened up all over the map, bringing forth demons of Khorne, of Nurgle, of Slaanesh, and Tzeentch. They have all decided they want a piece of Hashut's glory, but Hashut is the most powerful of all the Chaos Gods. So of course we have our Fireboard that were here. They are immediately going to get stuck into all these Nurglings. Try and get rid of them quickly while our Hell Cannon is opening firing. But the enemy is going to continue to summon in demons from the Chaos Realms. So they're going to slowly hold out. Drazhoath's helping out as well. Over on this side, some pink horrors of Tzeentch have summoned, ready to start annihilating us. And here is our Fireborn unit that we summoned. They are dealing with some Fiends of Slaanesh, some Khorne Bloodletters, and some Rotflies and Screamers. They are not in for a good time at all. And over here, some great unclean ones have spawned in. Drazhoath's going to deal with them. And we have said, you know what? We can do the same thing. And a Kadai Destroyer is summoned. He's going to help out as long as our Fireborn. This is our other Fireborn. He was over here trying to capture this point, and he's been caught out by some Furies and some Toad Riders. Like Toad Riders, there's more summons over here. Lots of stuff coming in. But these flanks here are actually quite secure. When the enemy comes in, they seem to be heading towards this area. So our flanks here are kind of fine, to be honest. we don't really need to worry about it. But here is where the enemy is really getting to us. We're going to drop a Flames of Asgore on top of all these Nurglings, on top of all these great unclean ones, trying to show Nurgle the power of fire, get rid of their disgusting regeneration. Over here we have our Godai Destroyer, who was summoned. He is fighting a load of fiends. And of course the great unclean one's coming over. He's hitting them with his bell. The Godai Destroyer does not care. He is here for murder, blood, and violence, all in the name of Hashut. The Fireborn are dealing with the rot flies, and the Godai Destroyer is beating the crap out of everything. Here comes some corn bloodletters as well. We're dropping a Hellhammer right into this giant blob. At this point, there are so many of the enemy that I'm like, okay, Dreadquake Border, you need to start firing over here. We need the enemy to get fucked up. And then, of course, they have Lord Festerlung, the Regurgitator himself, one of the demon princes of Nurgle. I don't know why I forgot the name. What is his name? I forgot that it's Nurgle, even though his name is the Regurgitator. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. Anyway, the Godai Destroyer, he's over there. He's just going to have to sit and deal with all of them. And Drazhoath at this point started taking a bit of damage. So I pulled him back, put a heal on him, and then got him back into the combat. We have decided it's time to get this kill box going again and get all our guys firing. So I'm going to pull everything back just to here. And at this point, I'm like, okay, we're taking a bit too much damage. Well, I might not have did it just yet. So I'm going to start getting these Godai Destroyers. They are going to head over to help out in this middle section because we really need to hold the enemy back. And there's so many of them that it's going to be a bit of a struggle. A Flames of Asgore right there on top of a lot of Plague Bearers. Try and do a bit of damage. So, oh my god. Flamers shooting everywhere. And a Dreadquake Mortar army ability. I think that's the Curse of Hashut. One straight into the middle of our Godai Destroyer. He falls. However, how much did he take with him? Quite a lot. Especially with that Dreadquake Mortar that dropped on there. And the forces of chaos, all the demons are heading towards us. And at this point, my computer is lagging so goddamn hard. We have so many units fighting here. Drazhoath's in the air fighting harpies, furies, as well as screamers of siege. We're shooting everywhere. We have hell cannons firing. The Godai Destroyer all in there, trying to do as much as we can. We're going to drop another Flames of Asgore, I believe, or it could be a mortar. It's a Flames of Asgore right into this giant pit of enemy models. They are surrounding this Godai Destroyer, and I'll constantly be putting that heal on him, trying to make sure he doesn't die anytime soon. They have some rotflies here that are really fucking us up. They got into our shooters, as well as these Fleshhounds of Khorne, stopping our main firing line from really doing much. So Drazhoath and the Iron Sworn, the Immortals, all that, they're going to head forward, try and deal with the looming threat of chaos. Look at this giant blob. This is where the men meet the makers, where the chaos gods shine most prevalently, when hordes and hordes of demons stand ready to fight anything, and they still fail in honor of Hashut. Look at this. The magma cannon, the Shrieker rocket cannon, everything is firing. The enemy is completely surrounding our Godai Destroyers. Do they care? No, they are hatred incarnate themselves. They do not give a shit. Fucking, they got hell cannons going in here. The Shrieker rocket batteries. What do we have? Another Flames of Asgore into this giant blob. One of the Godai Destroyers has actually fell. It's fallen to chaos, and the enemy is pushing forward towards us. Drazhoath's trying to hold the enemy back, and I'm going to start moving our moot shooters backwards and sending our infantry forward. They need to hold the line here. Well, our Godai Destroyers really need to hold the line, but there's only so much they could do against this overwhelming odds of enemies. They got Flamers, Plague Toads, Exalted Demons. There's some... The Pink Horrors are in there. The, what are they called? The Hellstriders? Seekers and the Demonettes are all in there. There's so much in here fighting, and Drazhoath is in the middle of the fighting himself. He is going straight for the main man himself, the Regurgitator. Try and annihilate him out of this battle. Dreadquake Mortar dropping into the middle of all this. If only I pulled them back a bit and got them a bit better shots. The Skadi Destroyer is coming to help out. As you can see here, our main line is completely clustered. All our shooters are getting fucked up. And all our infernal Ironsworn are pushing forward to hold the enemy back. As I said earlier about using the reinforcements instead of our units, kind of did that for a while here. The reinforced Ironsworn, they are pushing forward, while the rest of our units are at the back. That's kind of instinct to save our own units, even though we didn't need them. Look at Drazhoath annihilating everything. Oh, it's so beautiful. Remember I said there's going to be a lot more bodies strewn with the Dwarf Miners from the start? Yeah, look at it now. Just hordes and hordes of enemies fallen. In the name of Hashut, and the drill's still going. It's still working its magic, trying to get down to the bottom of this. The main force of the enemy is getting surrounded and destroyed by all our shooting, all our artillery, and of course all of the spells of Hashut and our Flames of Asgore in there. There's remember I was saying you can put heals, you can put regaining your ammo and stuff on units. You can also put Winds of Magic regain on a caster. I've been doing that on Drazhoath throughout the battle to make sure he is constantly casting spells. I'm gonna have to come back out here for a wee bit. Come over here just to have a look at what's going on. The main battle is really right here, but we're lagging really hard when we get close. Like, nice, what, 40 FPS back there? Down to like 15 here, but my god, it's beautiful. Look at all the Plague Bears coming in. They're getting annihilated. There is fire, brimstone, hate, everything all in one here. And the 4 Chaos Gods themselves do not have a chance against the power of Hashut. Just like that, the Regurgitator himself has been annihilated. The Great Unclean Ones are falling, and all the demons are about to be removed from this battlefield. The only thing really left is this Cultist of Nurgle, because he just runs away, so we need to get rid of him instead of the demonic instability, as well as these pink horrors of Siege. Once they are gone, we will finish this wave and see if there's anything left for us in this battle. I feel like there might be something else. Khedai Destroyers, they are focusing on this cultist. Here's this little man. He is dead. He got absolutely one shot by the Khedai Destroyer. And Drazhoath and the gang is here dealing with these guys. What was that spell? I don't know what that was, but it looked cool. Oh, it's the... I put the melee defense on him. It's the passive ability of the Curse of Hashut. I actually really like that. It looked very nice. Unless that was the Enfeebling 4 or whatever the hell it is. You go over here. We need to give this Hellcannon more ammo. At this point, I'm like, holy shit. Let's pause for a second. At this point, I'm like, holy shit. Our lines have been kind of devastated. So, using what's left of our supplies, we're going to start pulling our units back. Try and set up this kill box once again. Heal all our guys. By the way, the heal does bring back models, so it is very nice. I'm going to be putting that on everyone. We're gaining everyone's ammo as well. Getting prepared for if there's anything left in this battle. Go back to play. And with that all done, we move on to the next cinematic.
With the chaos magic contained, the blood of Hashut flows forth. But there is one final challenge to this unlimited power. The Grudge-bearer and his cronies approach.
There they are! The traitors, the grudge-mongers, the vile, wretched Dawi scum that have fled the love of our ancestors. We stop this abomination that burrows into the rock. A machine powered by remnants of our gods. Such desecration needs to be answered in kind. I will tear out every page of the Dwarfs to address this most wanton of grudges. Royal Dwarfs, the clans of Karazankor unite. Ready your axes. Clean the heads of every Dawi ZHAR you come across. Burn their beards. Drag them! Drag them all!
And with that, the Dawi have been summoned to the field. They come in hordes ready to take us on. The main force is going to come from here, but at the same time, remember we got one of the pieces from the ogres. The ogres are kind of pissed off about that, and Big Chungus himself has shown up. He has come to help the Dawi out. and try and get their relic back. It's not gonna really help you out because we have the power of hatred and Hashut. None of this ancestor god bullshit. We don't need any of that. So the enemy is gonna start coming on. They got some organ guns, some gyrocopters. They have some, what are you guys? The iron breakers. There is, what is this? Cannons. Oh, so much Dawi stuff. There is some handgunners there. And the main men themselves, we have VORGUND Grudgebearer, the High King, ready to try and get a grudge taken off his list. That ain't happening. I am sorry about that. They have Forik Ironbrow, the great runesmith himself. He is gonna come and help the dwarves out, not us. And they have Belegar, I can't remember. Ironhammer himself, the king of the 8 peaks. He is not gonna help the enemy at all. We are gonna annihilate everything. And they have a nice little Thane here. Fingrim's Stout Peak. He is gonna try his luck at us as well. So instantly all of their shooting gyrocopters, flying guys, that's their names, they're instantly going to get annihilated. As you see, we have reset up all our units in nice little lines, keeping that kill box going, keeping the freak die destroyers here though, however, because I feel like our sides are perfectly fine. Over here, the ogres have brought in some saber tusk packs. They are going to try and pick apart this side, but our blunderbusses and our fireglaves are going to deal with them. However, they have brought that ethereal, the Stormhorn of Morn, the Regiment of Renowned Stormhorn. I'm going to summon in a Kadai Fireborn unit. They are going to hold him back and let our shooters deal with him. Over here, of course, they have some more Sabertusk units that are getting annihilated by all of our cannons. And they have some gyrocopters getting shot at. Over here, they've brought some, what are you, hammers? Yeah, I thought your iron breakers were great weapons, but nope. Hammers, they are going to get annihilated by Drazhoath. He is going to deal with them. They're hitting his barrier. It's not going to do anything. Cinderbra's going to deal with him, and that fucking wall is really annoying. But it is what it is. All our shooters over here, get rid of them gyrocopters. Easy peasy. They have dropped a spell here. What is that? What was that spell? No vengeance on him. Giving him minus 24 melee defense. Doesn't really matter. Here comes Chungus, though. Let's have a look at what happens to Chungus himself. The great Maw Man. He's moving forward. And the Kadai Destroyer says, not today, bruh. Starts shooting some fire from his mouth. And all our shooters prepare to start firing on the enemy. I think at this point, I actually turned the fire at will off on all my units. Except for the artillery, while they regained all of their ammunition. But I'm going to turn that back on in a second, and we're going to continue blasting. Over here, as I said, the Stonehorn got fucking reeded. That is the Kadai Fireborn holding them back while all our guys were shooting. But here comes the Dawi Throng. There is a lot of them coming in, and our Kadai Destroyers need to hold them back. We kind of messed up holding back the demons, but now we really need to kill them back. So here comes the Forik Ironbrow here. He is going to come in, and Belegar himself and Forgrim all charging right in to our Kadai Destroyers. They are hopefully going to be able to deal with him. Drazhoath is just taking off there because he lost his barrier. I want to get him healed up before he comes back into the battle. And their Iron Drakes are going to start firing on us, but it's going to do a lot more friendly fire. We've got Flames of Asgore in there. They're dropping debuffs, buffs, everything into this firing line. They got their ogres helping out with charges. That's okay. Over here, they have some, what are you? Cannons? Oh, you're the Iron Blasters. They're going to deal with our units over here. Get rid of our walls. Who cares, to be honest? They're not going to get in. The main battle is right here, and there's a Hellhammer straight into the middle of all the enemy. Look at our Kadai Destroyers just absolutely annihilating everything under the great drill of Hashut. Everything is firing into anything that they can see. I noticed that 2 Kadai Destroyers was good enough for us to constantly be firing. 3, however, kind of stopped us. Remember I said about that Thane? That Thane got into the back here, and he really stopped us from firing. He stopped this unit from firing. And we needed to start pulling everything back because here comes Belegar and VORGUND. They've got through the Kedai Destroyer line. We need to bring back our shooters. So what we're going to do now is we're going to set up another kill box. We're going to pull the shooters here, a shooter here, a shooter here, and start firing at all the enemy as they push forward. A Dreadquake Mortar decided to push up for some reason. They're going to pull back here and get ready to start firing into this giant blob. This right here is the blob of lords, so we need to really deal with this. And this over here, this is the blob of all the Dawi. Flames of Asgore right into the middle of all of that. And the Kedai Destroyers are just annihilated everything. We need to just do as much damage as possible to all of these units. Try and get rid of it all. Try and get an army route. Get rid of these Dawi before they cause us any more suffering. Well, they'll all be suffering when they're all in the labor camps very soon. Drazhoath will make sure that he is personally fighting for Grim, making sure he understands that this grudge will not be settled. Drazhoath cares not for the traitor cousins of the Dawi. It was they and their ancestor gods that betrayed us, not us with Hashut. Look at our Kedai Destroyers, they are getting annihilated. It hasn't been going well. That one is gone, exploding and falling to the floor as the demon inside is removed back to the warp. But this one over here has got heals on him, and we're getting Flames of Asgore right into the middle of the line. The enemy, look at this, they're starting to really push forward. They got into most of us, and Belegar here is about to meet his maker. Drazhoath says, "Come at me, bro," and another Kedai Destroyer being summoned pushes in, and there he goes. Belegar is defeated. The King of Eight Peaks is no more. Over here, they still have Boric Ironbrow. And the Grudge Bearer himself has already fallen at this point. I believe I put a Curse of Hashut on him when he was running away. Yes, he ran away. What kind of Dawi runs away, I know. Put a Curse of Hashut on him, and the overtime damage dealt with him quite nicely. You don't even know what's going on in this battle. There's just blood, everything. Another Kedai Destroyer has fell. Look at this one. He has entered the void, also known as the wall. What the fuck are you doing with these legs? Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Flames of Asgore, mortars, everything. We're just really trying to get rid of the enemy. Trying to do as much damage as possible before this fucking battle ends. Because if you look, there's only 14% left. And the only thing I realized is we only needed to kill 4 Ironbrow. We didn't actually need to defeat the enemy forces. We only needed to kill the lords, so if I just said Drazhoath do that, it would be quite easy. If you look here, actually, we've hit the healing cap on Drazhoath. He has probably took like 20, 30k damage at this point, so he really put in the work. Boric here, he is getting annihilated by Destroyers and Fireborn, and probably going to drop a Curse of Hashut on him, and the melee defense one. And with that, we have won the battle. And we are at 2 FPS for some reason. Oh, this is Hashut making fun of us. We're happy to watch this as a replay. I wonder what's going on here. Maybe if I look away. Well, if I look away. No, that's the end of the battle. It was just to win the fade to black. We have won the battle with a great drill. My god, boys, that was a heroic victory and a half. We look here, we deployed 2,600 models. They deployed 13,500. That was an insane battle. Drazhoath, of course, with 1,921 kills and his 235k damage. Luktaz here with a measly 200. Our immortals, well, pretty much our infantry who didn't do much until the end. Our infernal guard with fire guys, along with the granite guard, the blunderbusses, they dominated this battle. They destroyed so much. The normal blunderbusses did quite a lot as well. And our Kedai Destroyers did amazing at holding that line, holding the enemy back, and doing lots of damage at the same time. Same with our Fireborn here, of course. We did kind of lose a few of them because we were just using them to recap stuff, but it didn't really matter when we called in the reinforcements. And of course the big boy, the Dreadquake Mortar with 818 kills 117k damage. That is something. Same with the Death Shrieker rocket launcher. And the Hell Cannon, our magma cannon, was basically useless the whole battle, to be honest. I probably should have changed that one out. But line of sight and all of that. The reinforcements, of course. We didn't use any of this stuff. The only thing we really used was this Kadai Fireborn. He did quite a bit. This was the one that just ran about the place near the start of the battle and just started clearing everything up. Either way, 70k monies. We killed a lot. There was a lot of enemies. A lot. God damn. Alrighty. Let's take the labor, put them all in the labor camps. See where we go.
Once more, the dwarves of the West prove how weak they truly are. For even their High King lies dead upon the field. The blood of Hashut gushes from ancient reservoirs, filling great halls with liquid power. Sorcery, once thought impossible, can now be cast. Spells to shatter mountains. From exile to exalted, Drazhoath ascends to become the most favored of the great bull god's servants. Surrounded by his prize, the blood of Hashut, all below him are weak. The Ashen is master of all he surveys.
Well, the Ashen is truly the best. Looking at our event feed, we have going through pretty much all the campaign. I'll do it manually because this takes too long doing it that way. Just pause it. Pause it. There we go. So from the very start, we learned how to play. We took some territory at the bottom. If you remember, all here, I remember this. We fought Helm and Gorsh. That was quite a battle. Then we started pushing up, slaying orcs left and right, and we got all the way up here at one point. It was very, very nice. But of course, our empire, once, just like the Roman Empire actually, started to fracture quite a bit from the inside out. We slowly got our territory back near the end of the campaign, taking it all. God, it's wild to see how much we did in so little time. But you can see, we pretty much owned all of this territory. Then this was the Greenskins that were so much of a bloody annoyance for us. Bloody maggot. I remember him, that goddamn spider right in... Yeah, well, we also had our other Chaos Dwarfs that were defending our west side here. So this was really, really good for us. Especially because our main threat only came from the north and the northwest. But I think it was it Satan? Satan was here. I can't remember which dwarf it was that took all these territories up here at the end. But he actually really helped us out, especially with that military alliance for the last relic. Anyway, looking at us, we could see this is where we start sending Drazhoath down and stop caring. And we started losing some territory. But that's okay. So we only owned 20 regions. Let's look at our statistics. 95 turns. Or we could have did it faster, but yeah, it was a fun campaign. I don't really care about trying to do things fast, to be honest. It's fun. So most settlements we held was 23. Got that. Loads of buildings. Diplomacy. We didn't really care about that. We wiped out 14 factions. Pretty nice. War declarations, 48. And more than half the factions we encountered, we were like, fuck you, time to die. We made shitloads of money. We expended a load of money. We had 10 armies in total. Most of them were just single lords, to be honest, though. We killed 75 lords and destroyed over 1,200 units. That's wild. I would love to see the model count, because in that one battle that we just had was like 13k of them. We fought 39 manually and auto-resolve 76. Not bad. We won 91 and we got 3 heroic victories. Not bad either. Of course, we lost 24. These are all the auto-resolves that we lost, basically. Yeah, the land battles are probably the convoy stuff, but it is what it is. Yeah, we only recruited one hero. It was the Demon Smith, and then Loktas from the start was our best thing. Let's continue the campaign just to have a look at what we did here. Drazhoath, of course, has got his army absolutely annihilated from that. We made a load of money. Look at our raw materials, 10k slaves looking good. Everything's looking good. We won that. If we want to continue on and do the domination campaign, we could, but I don't really plan on doing that. So, what really happened in this campaign? We pushed up. We got the first... Was it this one? Yeah, we got the first drill piece. And then the second one, I think, was Krikta down here in the water. And our third one was up here. And our fourth one, of course, we got the military alliance for. Alrighty, guys. Well, this is the end of the Drazhoath campaign. Say goodbye to him for the last time. Maybe we'll play him again, once again, in Immortal Empires. We will see. Till then, my friends. Peace.